Have you noticed how some conversations feel forced the moment they begin? You say the right things. You follow the polite script. You ask the expected questions. And still, something feels off. Most people think attraction is about saying more. Explaining better. Filling every silence so nothing feels awkward. But something feels off because effort isn't the same as presence. You've probably seen it. One person talks constantly and leaves no impact. Another speaks calmly, uses fewer words, and somehow the room leans toward him. It isn't confidence in the loud sense. It isn't charm. It isn't technique. Stay with me, because the difference has nothing to do with social tricks. It has everything to do with character and the words you choose to let leave your mouth. The Stoics understood something modern culture keeps ignoring. Power doesn't come from expression. It comes from restraint. This isn't about tricks. It isn't about memorizing clever lines or manipulating reactions. It's about character. Your words reveal how disciplined your inner world is. They show whether you react or choose. Whether you seek approval or stand rooted in yourself. Language, from a Stoic perspective, isn't decoration. It's exposure. When you speak without awareness, you reveal insecurity. When you speak with control, you reveal strength. Why most people struggle? Without realizing it, many people use words to compensate for discomfort. They talk to avoid silence. They explain to avoid judgment. They agree to avoid conflict. The moment this happens, language stops being a tool and becomes a shield. And shields always create distance. People sense when words are driven by fear. They feel it when someone is trying too hard to be liked. Not consciously but instinctively. It slowly creates distance because attraction requires grounded presence, not performance. And presence can't be faked with language. The 6 words. Tell me more. Most people listen with the intention to respond. A calmer approach is to listen with the intention to understand. These 3 words shift attention away from ego. They communicate interest without competition. They signal patience. This changes how others respond because attention, when genuine, feels rare. And rarity attracts. I don't know. Most people feel pressure to appear certain. A calmer approach is to respect truth over image. Admitting uncertainty shows internal stability. It shows that your worth isn't tied to performance. This changes how others respond because clarity builds trust, and trust builds respect. That sounds hard. Most people rush to fix, advise, or compare. A calmer approach is acknowledgement. These words communicate understanding without control. They remove judgment from the exchange. This changes how others respond because being seen without being corrected feels safe. Silence. Most people fear quiet moments. A calmer approach is to allow space. Silence isn't empty. It creates space. Presence over performance. This changes how others respond because restraint signals confidence. I appreciate you. Most people default to transactional language. A calmer approach is recognition. These words separate action from identity. They acknowledge character. This changes how others respond because recognition meets a deeper human need than praise. No. Most people overextend themselves. A calmer approach is to protect attention and energy. No spoken calmly is an act of self-respect. It draws boundaries without aggression. This changes how others respond because clear limits command respect. Silence isn't empty. It creates space. Most misunderstand silence as weakness because it doesn't demand attention. But silence doesn't chase. It allows. Presence over performance. When you stop filling every gap with words, your presence becomes heavier. Your words land instead of scatter. If this resonates with you, take a moment to reflect. You're not alone in learning restraint. Consider subscribing if you want to continue this journey quietly, one step at a time. Something shifts when you stop using words to protect yourself. When you stop trying to impress. When you stop explaining what doesn't need explanation. People feel it. Not because you dominate conversations, but because you don't need to. Your calm becomes noticeable. Your presence becomes reliable. Attraction stops being something you chase. It becomes something that happens around you. Start small. Notice the difference when you pause before speaking. Notice how restraint changes tone, pace, and outcome. Over time, discipline in language builds discipline in thought. And disciplined thought builds a grounded life. It's not about adding more words. It's about removing noise. What remains is strength. When language aligns with character, attraction stops being effort. It becomes consequence. When your words stop chasing approval, they begin to carry weight. Which one will you practice today? Comment below and pay attention to how people respond, not to what you say, but to how you carry yourself.